The Moon in the Dark, written by Tetsuro. Getting up, the tiny blue pony slowly pushed herself to her hooves, grunting to herself. Wah, what happened? She asked herself, shaking her head. Where am I? West thing I remember, I was running, and then I tripped. Shaking herself off, she fluttered her wings and called a tiny dotted light to the tip of her horn. It didn't illuminate much at first, but that little bit of light suddenly flared as it was sucked into the cavern itself, bringing the area to full illumination. The filly found herself on a bed of golden flowers in a massive structure that echoed in the darkness, the light not even reaching the peak of the cavernous ceiling. I don't think I'm in Kanto anymore, she muttered as she stared. Carefully, she stepped off the bed of golden flowers, her silver hoofs clacking against the stone ground, which was as smooth as silk. Whoa, not even Kanto stone's this smooth, she murmured. Who's the Mayhew? As she marveled, she saw a path leading onward, the stone smooth as it curved towards an arched doorway. Curious, she followed the path, her hooves click-clacking against the stone with every step, the only sound in the entire chamber aside from the mild grumbling of her tummy. The chamber on the other side of the door was shrouded in darkness, with only a single flower illuminated in the center as it grew out of a patch of grass. The filly smiled happily. The flower she'd landed on had been crushed into inedibility, so she hadn't been able to assuage her hunger there. But this flower was in good condition. It even looked happy to see her as she approached. Normally, she would have questioned that, but she was so hungry. The flower swayed back as she tried to bring her teeth down on the blossom, the smile changing to a nervous frown. Hey! The flower complained, its voice somewhat high-pitched. What do you think you're doing? The filly gasped as she sat down on her rump, scooting back from the flower. I'm sorry. She gasped out. I didn't know you were CWEATUWE. It's alright, the flower replied, once more smiling reassuringly. You're new down here, so it's understandable you wouldn't think to check that. I think some introductions are in order. I'm Flowey the flower. And you are? I'm Wuina, the filly responded, managing a smile. Oh, where am I? She wasn't certain, but it looked like Flowey's smile whitened when she asked that. You're in the underground, he replied. Things don't work here like they do up above where you come from. How about I teach you? Wuina smiled happily. I'd like that. She gasped as the world faded away from her awareness. Flowey grinned widely to himself as he watched the filly's soul come out, a tiny blue heart, its right side stained with white and black splashes. See that heart? He asked. Wuina replied as the heart was bound in a wide box. That's your soul, Flowey explained. The very culmination of your being. Your soul starts off weak, but can grow strong if you gain a lot of LV. LV? Wuina asked, her soul moving around in the blackness within the Y box. What's that? Flowey grinned widely. Why, it stands for love. You want some love, don't you? As Flowey had spoken, he was able to see Wuina's capacity beneath the Y box. LV 1/2 HP 5050. The unusually low LV and unusually high HP wasn't the only odd thing. Next to the yellow bar that was her health was a blue bar. It had nothing beside it to define what it was. Wuina seemed to notice her own stats. I have love? She asked. That's unusually low, Flowey replied. He heard sniffling, and realized the filly had started to cry. It's alright. I'll give you some love. You will? Wuina asked eagerly. Flowey laughed wickedly to himself. Of course I will. Flowey told Wuina, much to her joy. Down here, love is shared through. As he spoke, a small white pellet rose out of him. Little white, friendliness pellets. Now, since you have so little love, I've made this one extra strong. Don't let it miss your soul. Gasping happily, Wuina moved her soul to collect the friendliness pellet. However, as it hit her, pain like nothing she'd ever known, like a knife in her very soul, racked her whole being. She let out a scream of pain as her HP dropped to 1, and Flowey's face contorted into an expression of wicked contempt. You idiot. Flowey cackled. Down here, it's kill or be killed. Who'd pass up an opportunity like this? He laughed wickedly as he surrounded Wuina's soul with a slowly constricting circle of magic bullets, but his laughter trailed off as he saw the blue bar decrease. What are? A textbook appeared in the void. Wuina counters with royal candlelit voice. Wait, you can cast magic. Flowey gasped in shock. That hurt. Wuina shouted at the top of her voice, the shout echoing throughout the entirety of the ruins, shaking the structure to its foundations. The shockwave blasted Flowey's command boxes far and wide, as well as sending the circle of bullets blasting outward. Many slammed into Flowey, sending him flying after his command boxes. As Wuana's soul went back into her body, she sunk to the floor in tears. Chloe, it seemed nice, but then it hurt her. She hadn't understood the things he was saying after, she hadn't really been listening, and she was left more confused than anything. Did friendliness really hurt that much? Did being friends hurt? Did love hurt? Or could she just not be loved? Up above, her sister hadn't had any time for her, and wouldn't talk about where their parents were. Wuana had been left all alone so often, she'd run away. Would no one ever love her? Are you alright? A soft voice called out to her. Letting out a gasp, Wuana scooted away from the gentle voice. Go away, she shouted, terrified. Don't hurt me. Ducking into the hole Chloe had been planted in before he was blasted away, Wuana stared fearfully towards the source of the voice. The figure somewhat resembled a minotaur in that it stood upright on hind legs, but the features of its entire body were more gorgeous than minotaur, especially the soft white coat covering her, the large memories on a big set her quite firmly, entire body. She was wearing a purple robe with a strange crest on the front. She also looked quite hurt to see Wuana so terrified of her. Oh, what terrible creature could have hurt you so? She whispered, kneeling beside the hole. She slowly reached out with a glowing hand. Wuana tried to flinch back, but the hole was too small. The glowing hand touched her, and the pain faded. Better? The good woman asked. Wuana nodded slowly, still scared, but beginning to be a bit more trusting. The good woman smiled. Don't worry, my child, she said softly. I will not hurt you. I will not let you come to harm. You're safe with me. Wuana shivered, tears pouring from her eyes, and leapt into the goat woman's lap, burying her face in the woman's ample bosom and crying her eyes out. At first the goat woman was startled, but she smiled softly, wrapping her arms around Wuana in a gentle hug, singing a soothing song whose words Wuana could not quite understand. Even so, the song was soothing, comforting. As Wuana drifted off to sleep, the loving melody filled her with what she could only describe as determination. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, share